Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has pledged investing $1 trillion in the United States. Sitting with President Donald Trump in the Oval Office, the Crown Prince called it a long-term commitment. Trump, meanwhile, put the figure at $600 billion, saying it could go even higher. He said the money would flow into factories, companies, and Wall Street and will create jobs across the US. Trump called Saudi Arabia a close partner and praised the Crown Prince as extremely respected. At least 39 Indian-sponsored terrorists were killed in multiple intelligence-based operations across Khyber Pakhtunkhwa between November 15th and 18th. The military's media wing said that operations were conducted in Bajor, Banu, Dera Ismail Khan and Datta Khel areas. It also said that 2 ringleaders linked to the banned TTP were among those killed, with follow-up sanitization underway. The UN Security Council has voted to adopt a US-drafted resolution endorsing President Donald Trump's plan to end the war in Gaza and authorizing an international stabilization force for the Palestinian enclave. The UN resolution is seen as vital to legitimizing a transitional governance body and reassuring countries that are considering sending troops to Gaza. Hamas, however, reiterated that it will not disarm and argued that its fight against Israel is legitimate resistance. After the UN Security Council backed President Trump's Gaza plan, Prime Minister Netanyahu has called for Hamas to be fully expelled from the region. The US plan offers amnesty and safe passage for Hamas members who disarm and does not require expulsion. Dhaka streets stayed calm on Tuesday with lighter traffic as ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's Awami League called a day-long strike after her death sentence for crimes against humanity in last year's student crackdown. Hasina, exiled in India, dismissed the tribunal as rigged, while the Yunus-led interim government hailed it historic. Bangladesh has demanded her extradition, but India says it will engage constructively. Russian President Vladimir Putin has told Chinese Premier Li Qiang that reciprocal visa-free travel will strengthen ties between the two nations. The agreement allows ordinary passport holders up to 30 days visa-free entry, initially on a 1-year trial. Premier Li is in Moscow for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. Russia's Prime Minister confirmed earlier this month that Moscow is finalizing matching visa exemptions for Chinese citizens. The Moscow-installed head of the parts of Ukraine's eastern region of Donetsk, controlled by Russia, has said that an unprecedented Ukrainian overnight attack damaged 2 thermal power plants, leaving many settlements without electricity. The official wrote on the Telegram messaging app that boiler houses and water filtration plants at the Zuivska and Starobesheve thermal power plants had shut down, and that emergency crews were working to restore supplies. As winter approaches and Russia shifts its battlefield tactics, Ukrainian forces must rapidly boost technological innovation and increase drone deployment to slow Moscow's advances. The warning comes from the head of Ukraine's National Guard, who says Russia still has a manpower advantage after nearly 4 years of war, though both sides now have drone parity on key front lines. Meanwhile, Kremlin has called France's deal to supply up to 100 Rafale jets to Ukraine regrettable, saying it fuels the war and won't shift frontline dynamics. Meanwhile, Russia says it will skip Ukraine peace talks in Istanbul, despite President Zelensky's attendance and US envoy Steve Witkoff's involvement. South Korea and the United Arab Emirates have signed a major partnership on the US-backed Stargate project to build a large AI data campus in the Gulf. The announcement came during President Lee Jae-myung's visit to the UAE. South Korea aims to become a regional AI hub as investments in artificial intelligence accelerate. North Korea has said that South Korea's plan to build nuclear-powered submarines with US approval would trigger a nuclear domino effect. On Friday, South Korea and the US jointly released the details of the agreement struck by President Lee Jae-myung and President Donald Trump at their summit last month, which included a commitment to disarm the North's nuclear arsenal. The US also gave the green light for South Korea to build nuclear-powered attack submarines, a goal that had been long harboured by Seoul. Democratic Republic of the Congo's mines minister and his delegation have survived a terrifying aircraft accident when their plane veered off the runway and erupted into flames while landing in Kolwezi in southern DR Congo. According to the minister's communications advisor, the aircraft was flying from Kinshasa when it ran off the runway during landing at Kolwezi Airport in Lualaba province. Two Democratic US senators have raised serious concerns about possible financial conflicts of interest involving Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Chris Murphy wrote to the Trump administration saying Witkoff helped shape a deal that may have supported the United Arab Emirates in acquiring sensitive US technology, potentially for his own financial gain. Japan has warned its citizens in China to step up safety precautions and avoid crowded places, amid a deepening dispute between Asia's two largest economies over Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's comments on Taiwan. The advisory issued by Japan's embassy in China came as a senior Japanese foreign ministry official travelled to Beijing to hold talks with his Chinese counterpart to try and tamp down tensions. Bitcoin has slipped below $90,000 for the first time in 7 months, in the latest sign that investor appetite for risk-taking is drying up across financial markets. The risk-sensitive cryptocurrency has erased 2025 gains and is now down nearly 30% from a peak above $126,000 in October. It traded down 2% at $89,953 in the Asia afternoon, having collapsed through chart support around $98,000 last week. And Connectivity Cloud, Cloudflare, has reported a global network outage that caused widespread 500 errors, dashboard failures, and disruptions to services like OpenAI, AWS, Facebook, and X, with over 11,500 X outage reports worldwide. The company says it has identified the issue, restored access and warp services, and is fixing the rest. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.